Beautiful Petco Park, downtown San Diego. It's a bit warmer than it's been the last few nights as we move to the middle game of this three-game series. The hot-hitting Cincinnati Reds against the San Diego Padres. Well, Cincinnati a year ago won the National League Central Division. They had not enjoyed a winning season there in Southern Ohio for 9 straight years, and then they jumped all the way to the division championship, and they're starting this year the way they did last. Good combination of hitting, and the pitching's been pretty good.
Pitching has been all right, and can you imagine the Cincinnati Redleg team with a solid 5 guys in the rotation, because they certainly have the offense, and the offense proved last night that when they hit the ball out of the ballpark, the Cincinnati Reds wins ball games. You got a guy like Chris Heisey. The most he hit in the minor leagues was 13 home runs. He hit 8 home runs last year. This is Johnny Gomes. And, talking to Matt Latos before the game, he goes, you know what? The one to Heisey, I'll give him. But the breaking ball to Gomes, how did he keep it fair? It was just a good pitch. The key is, Dick Enberg, if you keep the Cincinnati Reds in the ball yard, chances are you got a pretty good chance of beating them.
Look at that remarkable record. Now, every team when they hit home runs have a winning record, but 75 and 32 last year when they hit a home run, and when they didn't, they won only 16 times.
And the Reds now lead the National League with 13 home runs this year. And tonight, for a guy like Clayton Richard, he pitches well against left-handers, but so he's going to be facing some right-handers as well. I guarantee you he was watching the game last night in the clubhouse, doing his homework. He's got to keep the ball down and keep the ball in the yard. And chances are Clayton will crack the paper tomorrow and have a W next to his name, hopefully.
Well, he was punished in the past in 13 innings against this Cincinnati roster. He gave up 6 home runs. Well, the home runs like the long touchdown pass in football. Fans love it, and so do the announcers. Let's see how we go tonight. Here is the pitching matchup for the second game. Sam LeCure, he's a rare start. It's only his second this year. He pitched pretty well the last time out in Houston, allowed 3 runs and 3 hits. And for Clayton Richard, a victory in St. Louis. Then he had to sit and watch the rainfall on Friday night. We're all set. It'll be Sam LeCure, Clayton Richard, the Reds, the Padres, baseball coming up. And the pitcher profile for Richard, brought to you by your San Diego County Cadillac dealer. Stop in today for attractive lease and purchase offers. A win in St. Louis for Richard, and then only worked the 1 inning in that rainy Friday night against the Dodgers, and a couple of pitches in the top of the second. So with a long rain delay, he decided to, and Bud Black decided to put him under wraps and save him. He's one jump ahead. Tim Stauffer will pitch tomorrow in the day game, and Richard moves one against Stauffer, one ahead.
And we understand that after that rain delay, Clayton Richard lobbied to go back out there, but they felt best because of he had a little bit of shoulder issues in spring training. It'd be best, but you know what? For pitchers, it's one thing waiting 4 days after a regular start, throwing 100 pitches. After only 1 inning and 16 tosses, Clayton Richard is itching to go.
First man he faces, center fielder Drew Stubbs, and the infield draws in at the corner. Stubbs is very fast, and he'll bunt for a base hit. And we're underway with a called strike. 9 for 38 at the start. Threw that fastball by him. 91. Stubbs, Phillips, and Votto in the first inning for Dusty Baker's Reds. Oh, that was quick work. 1, 2, 3, and down goes Stubbs. Here is the lineup of Baker's Reds. Stubbs, second baseman Brandon Phillips. He has a home run off Richard. So does Joey Votto, hitting third at first base. Scott Rowland has 2 homers off Richard. Hits cleanup. Gomes a home run as well. So in the middle of that lineup, there's a lot of power. Ryan Hannigan starts tonight, the catcher. He and Ramon Hernandez combined to hit .296 last year. Jay Bruce hits 8th and right. Paul Janisch at shortstop, and Sam Blakeur, the young pitcher. Base hit, almost took the cap of Richard into center field as Phillips sends a laser up the middle. Padres defense now brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust. Call 1-800-NEW-TIRE. Headley, Gonzalez. Bartlett is said he's ready to go whenever he'll be called. Might start tomorrow. Hudson and Hop on the right side. Ludwig, Maben, Venable in the outfield. Hundley behind the plate. So all 4 H's are in the lineup tonight. Another shot, same spot, back through the middle. They're taking aim at Clayton Richard. Able to get out of the way of both those shots by Phillips and Votto.
A couple of shots from the blue line, and Clayton Richard trying to be goalie there, but that puck is flying by his head. 2 shots in a row and swinging early in the count.
Votto, sensational year last season, the most valuable player in the National League, and he starts at the .444 average this year, and that's just a rocket. That was by him before he reacted. Fortunate it wasn't at his body. Cleanup man Scott Rowland. Well, until Rowland, all 3 of the first hitters swung at the first pitch.
So what does Clayton Richard do? He mixed it up a little bit. He threw an 86-mile-an-hour slider. But the key is he threw it for a strike.
Infield set for 2. Padres have 12 double plays thus far. That's second best in the league. Los Angeles with 13. That misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Plate umpires Joe West, veteran arbiter. Hernandez, Schreiber, and Fairchild on the bases. Watch out. That one caroms into the lower deck.
You know, last night we saw Scott Rowland trying to punch the ball that way. Orlando Hudson is shading towards second base. Brad Hopp is way off the line, so a huge hole. I mean, Scott Rowland, he's noted, you know, he likes to pull the ball, but he is also a guy who will try to hit the ball certain parts of the count where the ball is pitched.
He leads the Reds with 10 RBIs, and here's another opportunity. Runners go, and Lease Phillips was running and fouled away, so he had a big jump, did Phillips. Votto had stayed at first base.
You know, we've seen early on in this season that teams running early against the Padres, and luckily for Clayton Richard, that ball is fouled off, out of play.
Phillips had it stolen. He has a couple of swipes, does Phillips, this year.
You know, I just thought of something. What you just said triggered something. Remember last year you talked about the swats and swipes? You haven't mentioned that yet. Maybe that'll shake up these shillelaghs for these Padres.
I'm going to write that down. I'm going to give a little swat and swipe aria here tonight. 1-2. Popped up behind home plate. No play for Hundley. Mask off, and it'll fall about 10 rows back. Good catch made by a fan. So after Stubbs struck out on 3 pitches, Phillips and Votto first pitch line drive singles. And Roland, a tough customer up there, fouling off several pitches. 1-2.
Just keep the ball down. Scott Rowland will chase the ball down and in. Clayton Richard known for that slider. And the beauty of the slider to the right-handed hitter, a ground ball left side, keep it in front of the runner. Ground ball to Chase Headley, turn 2.
Got him.
Looked like a changeup.
Couple of strikeouts for Clayton Richard. Pulled the string on Scott Rowland.
A beautiful pitch. We talked about it with Volquez. We talked about Matt Latos, the arm speed. Clayton Richard, you can see the grip there, the almost split finger type changeup grip. Same arm action as a fastball, and what does that do? Well, it has the illusion of a fastball, and Rowland's thinking that, but he gets the old change.
Jamming that back into the hand, choking the ball. Throw it as hard as you can. It just doesn't go very fast. Gomes, a homer last night. Padres had a 2-0 lead. His homer into the lower porch of the Western Metal Supply Company made it 2-1, and then Chris Heisey's 2-run homer proved to be the winner. 1-1.
Now, Gomes is a guy who's going to hit 20+ home runs. He's proven that at the big league level. Heisey, on the other hand, that was one that really kind of surprised me last night.
Pulled it at short part of the yard to left. 336 down the line. That's on the inside corner, a slider. 1-2 on Gomes. He's 3 for 7 lifetime against Clayton Richard with a home run.
Johnny Gomes is very upset with that last call by Joe West, that inside slider.
There's a line drive right field, and that's going to fall fair territory. 1 run will score. Digging it out is Venable, and that will be a double and an RBI for Gomes. Just directed that ball just inside the foul line, and the Reds take a 1-0 lead. 10th RBI for Gomes to tie Rowland for the club lead.
Well, you talk about fighting off a good pitch. That was a fastball in on the fist. See how quickly Gomes gets his hands in towards the belt buckle, getting that good part of the bat, as much as the good part of the bat as he can, and just fights it off. And who said it has to be a line shot? That was just a little grenade down that right field line.
Catcher Ryan Hannigan, 30-year-old from Andover, Massachusetts, went to Rollins College. Hit 300 last year, 70 games. Well, they've got 2 outstanding catchers, not only as receivers, defensive players, and this man had the best fielding percentage of any catcher in the National League and hit 300 as well. Ooh,
he takes a rip, doesn't he?
Almost took Joey Votto. Leading off from third. That ball drilled between Votto and third base coach Mark Berry. Just seems like the whole team takes big swings.
Oh, yeah.
And, you go around the league, and there are a few teams like that from top to bottom in the order. They're all ripping away from pitch number 1. He lays off a high fastball, and it's 1-2.
This is why I think ball to strike ratio is way overrated. Right now, Clayton Richard, 18 total pitches, 15 strikes, 3 balls, and he finds himself down 1-0 with 2 runners in scoring position. Not always a good thing.
This is a big out with 2 men in scoring position, 2 out. And another hot shot. Hop able to go to his knees and glove it. That was ticketed for a possible 2-run double. Good play by Hop. The Reds come out swinging. A run on 3 hits and leave 2 in scoring position. Coming up, the Padres, Venable, Hudson, and Headley. LeCure, he's 6'1" and 207 pounds, 26 years of age. Played his college ball at the University of Texas. His second start of the season against Houston. He worked 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, and a 3-2 loss. Venable takes it outside. Will batting 179, but against the Reds lifetime, he's hit 400. One and one. LeCure played high school ball in capital city of Missouri, Jefferson City. Drafted in the 4th round 6 years ago by Cincinnati. And he's working in the spot vacated by the injured Homer Bailey. Johnny Cueto and Homer Bailey, 2 members of the starting rotation, both on the DL. 3-1. Good patience by Venable.
LeCure is a 4-pitch pitcher. Fastball, slider, curve, and a change. His out pitch is that slider.
Ball 4. So Venable a leadoff walk. And that brings up Orlando Hudson as we check the Padres starting lineup. Brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the free alignment. Buddy Black's list: Venable, Hudson, Headley, Ludwig, Hop, and Hundley in the middle of the order. Maben hits 7th, Alberto Gonzalez 8th, and Clayton Richard 9th. Hudson, 9 games. He's been on base every game and currently on a 7-game hitting streak. Raising his average up over the 300 mark. Misses inside.
I'd like to see the Padres just jump on LeCure tonight. Get to him early. I mean, this kid's got good minor league numbers. Signed as a pro back in 05.
Out of that outstanding Longhorn, Texas Longhorn program. Right down the middle.
Boy, rolling really in on the grass, cutting down that range. And you can see LeCure is trying to pound 2-seamers away. There's a good look at him. So a good 2-seamer away. If Hudson goes that way, could sneak one by Roland down that third base bag.
Venable with 29 stolen bases to lead the club a year ago, but has only one this year. Two and one.
And the numbers show that LeCure is going to be around the plate as well. He has to really rely on command, so he will nitpick at the corners, not overpowering. That fastball that he throws is about 92. All of his pitches pretty average.
Goes after the high heat. 89 on the fastball. 2-2. One nothing Reds. Bottom first inning. Venable leadoff walk. 2-2 coming up. There he goes. Slow roller by the mound. And Phillips throws him out. See what Phillips did there as he fielded that soft ground ball. Before he threw to first, he took a quick look at Venable, who was running on the pitch, just in case Venable had designs on trying to go first to third.
As Hudson hooks that ball, you're right. Keep an eye on Phillips. Slash look. Will's going to stay at second base, and he will get the sure out. I noticed Orlando Hudson, did you see him straddle the bag at first base? He did not touch the bag. What happens if the first baseman kind of boxes that ball, drops it? You know, it's just a thought.
Chase Headley. 250 is average. Takes that breaking ball on the inside corner. Curveball.
You know, that curveball he throws, Dick, is a knuckle curve. Almost like Bert Hooten, Happy Hooten back in the days.
Well, he was a Texas Longhorn.
Yes, he was. You're right. Yeah. Maybe it's a Texas thing.
You'd think that giddy up, a fastball would be the Texas thing. Tying run out at second with one out. 1-1. For him a change. Now the Reds, uncharacteristically, with those 9 consecutive losing seasons until last year when they won 91 and the Central Division, have drafted extraordinarily well. Fouled into the glove of Hannigan. It's 1-2.
That's where LeCure has to rely on location. That was a two-seam fastball at 88 on the inner half of the plate. Love this pitch. Hannigan actually out of the crouch a little bit and wanting it up. Right at the belt buckle. Little two-seamer.
Struck him out. 2 gone. Defensive lineup for the Reds brought to you by North County GMC, a Southern California tradition for over 20 years. Roland, Yanish, Phillips, Votto around the horn, Gomes in left, Stubbs in center, Bruce the right fielder, LeCure on the mound, and Hannigan the receiver. Brian Ludwig. .107 batting average.
He's got to get that shillelagh going, and Ryan would be the first guy to tell you that.
Hits that ball well to center field, but the heavy air and Stubbs right there to make the play. Well struck. No result. 1 man left. After 1, the Reds by 1. on. Now we are down to the bottom 3 in the order. Bruce, Yanish, and the pitcher's spot. Bruce batting .211. He has struck out more than any Reds player 15 times. Pops this one up on the left side. Shortstop Gonzalez wants it. 1 down. Well, Clayton Richard, go back that first inning. First it was Brandon Phillips. What's this shot? Get out of the way. And then up comes Joey. Whoa, another one there. And then what do you do when the next man, Scott Rowland, fouls one off? He's ready.
He's getting prepared.
He's human.
Hey, there's no L screen like throwing batting practice, so you got to prepare yourself, be in a good position. He got that leather up there, didn't he?
Not taking any chances. Giannis takes a strike. Hitting .367, the shortstop. Check swing foul. He was a 5th round pick, Yanish. Back to the mound. Richard said, I'll take those. Just the one hoppers aren't bad, but it's those line drives right at my bean that I don't like. Sam LeCure, last year up briefly with Cincinnati, was 2 for 11.
When you said Sam LeCure, I thought you were going to say Sam Liederkranz, because we were talking about Sam before the game.
Well, he's a distant relative of this man. One of the really famous stars, just an amateur that no one's heard much about. There were rumors that Liederkranz actually was ambidextrous.
Really?
Yeah, and that he would wind up. He never wore a glove. Wind up, and you never knew if he was going to throw it right hand or left hand. Confusing. 1-2, LeCure.
And judging by that swing from LeCure, it looks like he's a pretty good athlete.
92 on the fastball. That's about tops for the lefty Richard. Got it. Clayton Richard with a strikeout pitch tonight has 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Reds. Top of the 2nd. They lead by 1. Because where you do business matters. That's Skycam over in the Diamond View Towers, the Channel 4 studios. There it is. Robotic. Have you ever been to the lobby there, the Channel 4 studio, the Diamond View Towers?
Oh, yeah.
All the baseball sayings. It's
great.
Isn't that terrific? You can spend 15 minutes just
beautiful building.
appreciating the baseball quotations from yesteryear. Brad Hobb takes a strike. Hobb at 154. Extra batting practice, as you saw in the pregame show, trying to flatten out that swing, not uppercut quite so much.
You know, Randy Reddy also said around batting practice that with the way the schedule's been going early this year, he kind of gave me the analogy of a quarterback getting snaps, getting reps. You know, off day here, you play, another off day, play, off day. You know, the Padres are in a stretch right now where they're, you know, it's what, 19, 20 in a row, right?
20 in a row, yeah.
So, you know, towards the end of that stretch or middle of that stretch, let's see if they can make an adjustment and put the things into use that they were working on in spring training and carry that over.
Oh, he chases a bad ball, and that's the second strikeout for Sam LeCure.
LeCure likes to go up in the zone. He's thrown that pitch many times this evening early on. Hannigan, he wanted that one up. He wanted it in. It leaked across the heart of the plate, but way up around the letters. Brad Hobb.
Nick Hundley digs the toe hold in that right side batter's box. 393, the best Padre average. Hundley hitting 6. You know, Buddy Black just has to find a way to get those 3, 4, and 5 hitters going. I mean, it doesn't seem to matter who's in those positions. They just have not produced. And as the season goes, hopefully those bats are going to awaken. In fact, counting the 3 outs made by those 3 men at 3, 4, and 5 position tonight on the season, they've been up 96 times with 15 hits. That's under 160 batting average, 160.
Well, hopefully that turns around tonight as a Hoffman fan and Hundley fan take in a big league ball game.
Outside, 3-1. Well, it's often the case. The veteran ball player takes a little more time to get in the routine. And ball 4. 1 out walk to Hundley. Second allowed by LeCure. And as someone brilliantly observed today, there are only, after today, 152 games left.
That's right. So, you know, time's running short, huh?
So not quite time to press that panic button. Cam Maben hitting 258, a couple of home runs on the inside corner. Well, from the early observations of LeCure, looks as if he is a control pitcher. He's working the corners.
Yes, he is.
Not going to overpower you, but he's got a lot of different pitches.
He's thrown a lot of pitches, a handful of pitches, I should say, up in the zone by design.
Got in on the hands. 1 and 2.
You know what else is key for a pitcher to be successful, I think, is to have a catcher like Hannigan. Hannigan, to me, what I've seen early on tonight, he's really over-exaggerated. If he wants it inside and up, he gets in that hitter's back pocket and he gets the target up around the letters, forcing his pitcher to get it up and in there. See, fastball up and in. Let's see if he comes out of his crouch a little bit. Forces him to get it up there. See?
Yeah, at the last minute.
And that's not a bad pitch. You know, that 99.9% of the umpires in the league are not going to call this a strike. But you know what, though? I think that's a strike. It's belt high in the outside corner.
Hannigan sets it right there to give Joe West a full chance. Swung on and missed. Came back with a changeup. 3 strikeouts for LeCure.
He is breaking out all of his pitches, and you know what? With the style of pitcher that LeCure is, he has to do that. He just can't rely on spotting fastballs. See, Maben way behind on that combio. He's throwing the curveball. He's throwing the slider tonight. He's located the fastball.
Alberto Gonzalez, the shortstop, 3 for 10 a new Padre. Strike one. 30th pitch thrown by LeCure. That'll make it into the second deck. Well, it's simply the best or the second best hitting team in all of the National League against the best pitching squad in the senior circuit. Padres ERA, team ERA of 2.79. Colorado is second at 2.98. The Reds second to Philadelphia, just under the 300 mark.
How about those fighting Phils? They're only hitting 334 this early in the year. 9 games, you know, but still, that's 334. That's, man. And that's without Jason Worth.
Down the right field line and slicing. Will it stay fair? Yes, it does. Into the corner. Hundley on his horse. Ball gets away. Here he comes toward third. And the relay will go to third base. And the slide. It's a triple for Gonzalez. And the ball gets away from Roland. He gets up in the throw to the plate. And how did he throw that accurately? Oh, my. He gets Gonzalez at the plate. That's because Alberto had to hesitate at third, and by the time he got his momentum going again, Roland nailed him. As he gets Hundley home, and then the throw to third gets away from Roland. But see, Gonzalez hesitated. Oh, and he fell too. Yeah. And that gave Nolan from his knees. Look at the gold glove. That's an amazing effort by Roland.
A great throw because his momentum, he trips there. Now he's got to restart those engines. And Roland from one knee throws a perfect strike.
That was brilliant on Roland's part. It seemed a certainty that Gonzalez, even with the stumble over the bag, would score. It's 1-1 as we go to the top of the third. Let's see, Scott Roland again.
And he even bobbled that ball once. And you know, it's another thing. From his vantage point, it looked like that ball had to go over Gonzalez, because if he threw that on a line, it had a chance maybe it would have hit him in the back.
That ball lined to left field, and Ludwig makes the catch. A screaming line drive off the bat of Drew Stubbs, denied by Ludwig. Well, Ludwig knows how that feels as the hitter at the other end. He's had some liners caught.
And looking at that side swing there, that ball has tremendous top spin on it. Ryan Ludwig knows that he's got to get on his horse. And you know, that could have been trouble. That ball bounces off his glove or goes underneath the glove. That's all the way to the wall. And with Stubbs running, he would have cruised home.
Brandon Phillips started the attack on Richard up the middle with that line drive and eventually scored on the double by Gomes. So both RBI hits in the game have been directed down into that right field corner. Watch out.
Look out.
Oh, boy, that one lined in their hurry. Unfortunately, in an area where there are some empty seats. Hopefully that's where it landed. And
oh, that's nice.
Friendly folks giving the souvenir to a youngster. Foul. 2 strikes, the count remains. Well, this is kind of like Cargo Gonzalez and Troy Tulowitzki 1-2 punch in the middle of the Rockies lineup. Phillips at 410 and Votto to follow at 444. And they both delivered sharp singles up the middle first inning.
Clayton trying to make him chase on a slider down in the dirt. If you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss. You don't want to miss over the heart of the plate, especially a slider from a lefty to a righty. Speeds up his bat. If you elevate it, could spell trouble.
Deep down the right field line, slicing at the pole, and foul. Well, last night with the win by the Reds, Dusty Baker's 250th victory, becoming the 11th manager in history to win at least 250 with 3 different major league teams. I'm going to give you the other names. It's just a list of just, you know, outstanding leaders. Another chopper. How about Alvin Dark, Leo DeRocher, Ralph Houck, Tony La Russa. These are alphabetically. Gene Mauch, Bill McKechnie, Lou Piniella, Bucky Showalter, Joe Torre, and Dick Williams.
That's a good group of managers there.
That's a huddle up with those 11, and
yep,
you've got some baseball minds. Nice going, Dusty. Inside. And if he wins tonight, or the next time the Reds do win, he's going to tie with total victories 1,413, tie Miller Huggins.
Oh, Yankees, yeah. Murderers Row days there, Miller Huggins.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tell you what, Dusty Baker, one of my all-time favorites, because I was fortunate enough as a 20-year-old to be a teammate of Dusty's with the Giants back in 1984. So a great leader, a great man, good guy to have on a club, and a good manager.
Well, Phillips down on the count, 2 strikes.
Yep.
Earns a free ticket, the first walk from Richard. And that'll bring up first baseman Joey Votto.
That hurts, being ahead 0-2. But you know what, though? Phillips laid off some pitches that Clayton was trying to have him fish for.
So 1 out walk here in the 3rd. This tie game. In this circle of baseball, what goes around comes around. Buddy Black played on the Giants 2 years when Dusty was his manager. Could be 2. Hudson, Gonzalez, and on to Hop for the double play. No runs, no hits, no one left for Cincinnati in the top of the 3rd. Coming up, it'll be Clayton Richard and the top of the order for the Padres. Stop by and check out the latest offers on the full lineup of Hondas. And don't miss the launch of the all-new 10th Generation Civic on April 18th. Clayton Richard leads off the bottom of the third. 1-1 tie here in San Diego, and a strike from LeCure. Richard, in his one start where he played a complete game, knocked in 2 runs.
You know, the Cincinnati Reds, Dick, you appreciate the tradition of that organization, of course. I mean, it's rich in tradition. And, you know, the Big Red Machine. But it kind of hits home here in San Diego because Mike Tompkins, the video guy for the Padres, his grandpa, Manuel Cueto, played for the Reds back in 1917, 18, and 19. He was from Cuba.
Up high, 1-2. Richard, in collecting those 2 RBIs in St. Louis, one was on a bases loaded walk and the other was on a perfectly executed safety squeeze. And on a team that is having trouble getting the big base hit with the runner in scoring position, that puts Richard going into the game tonight with more RBIs than Venable, Denorfia, Hop, and Bartlett. And with 2, he's tied with Cantu and Hudson. Put him in that cleanup hole. And he drives that one deep to center, but it's going to hold up for Stubbs. Well struck.
Good swing by Clayton. See what kind of reaction he gets from the guys on the bench. There's that smile of his. I'm sure he'll hear it from some of his teammates.
His dad, a retired police officer in Lafayette, Indiana, and his wife, Ashley, met at the University of Michigan. She was there on a scholarship for volleyball. Will Venable walked his first time. In there, nice curveball. Note up on the hip board, Will Venable, his father Max faced Padres broadcaster Mark Grant one time. Did you get him?
You know what, I can't recall, but take it a little further. Max,
yeah, it flied out with the bases loaded.
Oh, sorry about it. Max and I were actually teammates as well with the Giants back in 1984.
2 strikes the count. Orlando Hudson waits his turn on deck. Fouled out of play.
Had a chat with Will before the game during batting practice, and I was talking about his hands and his setup. And he said a couple games ago, you know, he's fishing after those high pitches. And then last night, talking about how he's laying off those high pitches. Well, his hands just weren't in a good position, and he felt he was rushing a little bit. So he's got to get those hands back and locked before he offers. See how he gets them back?
Nub foul.
And that little rhythm that, you know, he lays the bat flat and then up. It's just a little bit of a rhythm that he gets going to get those hands back in a power position.
Couple of hits last night, Venable, as did the man on deck, Hudson. You know, there are games that you're on your way home and you're digesting what had happened, and last night was one of them. You know, there are games you should have won. You felt like, you know, you should have won that game. Others you get beat. Oh, there's the changeup slider and gets Venable out in front. 4 strikeouts now for LeCure.
Watch the tilt on this pitch, and remember, Will was kind of there's the grip. See how the fingers up and around the baseball, and then you see the rotation. He was vulnerable to that pitch down and in. Yeah, he's not going to lay off it every time.
On the inside edge, Orlando Hudson.
That's a tough pitch to lay off, especially when you have 2 strikes on you. Looks like it's going to be a strike.
Almost clipped him. Smothered foul. 1-2 to Hudson. 2 outs. Bases empty here in a 1-1 tie. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Tomorrow, our broadcast time 3:30. Hope you'll be with us. Tim Stauffer and Travis Wood, a left-hander for the Reds, will complete the series. Bags are packed, and right after the game, the Padres head for Houston and will arrive in the wee hours after 1 in the morning. Pulled to the right side. Votto scoops it up and throws behind the pitcher covering, but a good play made by LeCure for the putout. Padres 1-2-3. They're gone in the 3rd. It stays at 1-1. What major league team has won its last 9 World Series games in a row? 9 straight. That's not easy to do. Clayton Richard goes to work, and the first pitch to Scott Rowland fouled away. He struck out swinging the first time up, but has made a sterling defensive play to deny San Diego the lead, throwing out Gonzalez from his knees. Foul back. So tomorrow afternoon at 3:30, completing the homestand, and then Thursday 4:45 our broadcast time from Houston will be Mosley against right-hander Bud Norris of the Astros. Popped up right side, hop at the edge of the grass. 1 away. 4 games in Houston, and then on to Chicago for 3 Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday afternoon. Oh, your fans in Chicago, they're really excited, aren't they?
I can't wait.
Mud's coming home.
I'll tell you what, the cell phone is just full of text messages, voicemails, emails.
You think there'll be a parade this year or not?
Shh. Oh, that's supposed to be a surprise. It's going to be one guy.
One-man band, got cymbals on it, on his knees, plays a harmonica, you know, with a little wire thing that holds it there, so that he can play the guitar too.
That's right.
That's great.
All the way from Joliet. Straight up I-55.
Out of prison?
He's getting a furlough for the week.
Oh, that's terrific. You know, there's just a warm story everywhere you turn. Johnny Gomes doubled down the right field line to knock in the run back in the first inning after Phillips and Votto had singled. Homered last night, so he's been in the Padres' hair. And he works the count to, well, that was a late strike call. 2-2.
You know, Clayton Richard this evening has had 6 0-2 counts. So he works the count even here to Johnny Gomes, and he's pitched effectively inside. Ooh, turn on that fastball in the other half.
He does turn quickly.
I think Clayton missed with location on that one. I think he wanted that one away.
Loop to second. Easy play for Hudson.
That looked like a slider in on the fists. Good pitch by Clayton. Talk about rattling those pots and pans and getting in the kitchen. Slider down by the label. See the rotation, and Gomes cannot get that fat part of the bat on that pitch.
Ryan Hannigan, a hard ground ball out that Brad Hopp was able to go on one knee and stop. Take care of him with runners at second and third in the first inning. On the corner.
Yeah, he's burying that heater on the inner half to the righties. Love that. Another 0-2 count. Number 7 tonight for Clayton.
Just got a piece of it. Clayton, Richard family, they're really into the baseball mode with their pets as well.
Are they?
They have a dog named Bell after Heath Bell.
Right.
So good starting pitcher, appreciates that reliever coming in.
Absolutely.
1-2. Hit well to right center, but over to close the hole. Venable. So Hannigan's hit the ball hard 2 times, nothing to show for it. 1, 2, 3. The Reds are gone. Top of the 4th. It's tied at 1. What franchise has won its last 9 World Series games? The answer, the Cincinnati Reds. Last game of the '75 series, and then they swept the Yankees the next year and swept the Oakland A's in 1990. 9 in a row.
Wow.
Not easy to do.
No.
Headley struck out his first time. That'll be out of play. Sparky Anderson, the skipper of the Cincinnati Reds, the Big Red Machine, and was passed away last November. They honor him with a Sparky patch on the right sleeve of the uniform. Good check by Headley. And that slider down and in. George Sparky Anderson, Hall of Fame, number 10. Easy roller to first, and Votto taken right to the bag for the putout. Now, speaking of that 75 series, tied at 3 against the Red Sox. Will McEnany on the mound, Yastrzemski at the plate, and Cesar Geronimo with the final out for the Reds that take the World Series. Well, look at the bench, and Morgan and Perez. What a team that was. Perez hit a homer in that final game. There's Johnny Bench, Dave Concepcion. You know, they all become kids then.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Morgan.
Look at how skinny those guys were back then, too, with the tight unis. You know, I remember about that 75 World Series. Remember the night before, Fisk hit that famous home run, right?
Waved it fair, yeah.
I remember my dad let me stay up to watch that game. It went extra innings, correct? Like that, I can't remember, but it was late. Where I, you know, being on the East Coast, and that was in.
I think it was extra innings. Ludwig hits it high, hits it to the warning path. He had the height, but that ball in on the trademark didn't really get the heavy end, barrel end of the bat on the ball. That first looked like it might be his second home run of the year.
Absolutely. As soon as he made contact, I thought this ball had a chance. It was a slider down, maybe towards the end of the bat a little bit, just a little bit too quick, and Gomes squeezes it for the out.
And more on the end of the bat.
But my dad let me stay up for that game, and you know, watch Fisk hit that game winner, Game 6, to force a Game 7.
Well, that was one of the great moments in World Series history. And there's a story about the television coverage of that. Harry Coyle, Hall of Fame director at NBC, one of the best I've ever had a chance to rub shoulders with, and he was an old crusty guy, director, when I came up as a rookie there. And he had this incredible idea. He had an extra camera for the World Series and decided to put it in the scoreboard in the Green Monster at Fenway Park to get the shot that looked in on Fisk.
Right.
Waving the ball fair. That's how you got that was that unusual angle shot. Now you see it all the time. In fact, we have that shot looking down the left field line. But no one had ever put a camera in the scoreboard before, and it all paid off. Harry Coyle.
You ask any baseball fan, you bring up the name Carlton Fisk.
That ball is hit pretty well into the corner. Gomes again to the wall and makes the catch. That was in fair territory, I believe. So both Ludwig and Hop flirt with something special, but Gomes takes them both.
Mid-game recap brought to you by Murray Lamper Construction. Architectural design and quality remodeling under one roof. Visit murraylamper.com or call 619-285-9222 to see what they can do for you. Dick?
All right, Mark. Jay Bruce is up. 1 ball, 1 strike. He'll be followed by Giannis and the pitcher LeCure. The Reds 1 run on 3 hits, all in the first inning. 2 singles, Phillips and Votto, and the RBI double by Gomes. Fouled into the glove of Hundley. 1-2. The Padres 1 run on 1 hit. A walk to Nick Hundley with 1 out in the second, and Alberto Gonzalez triple into the right field corner.
Next toss will be number 60, and a great ratio for the left-hander.
That ball aimed to right center and will fall in front of Maben. Base hit for Bruce.
Well, he sure did beat the shift, didn't he? Because Maben was playing on the shortstop side of second base, and Bruce pulls that pitch to the second base side, where the second baseman plays. Interesting. Well, let's check out where the pitch was. It was in. That's where Nick Hundley was.
Back to the mound. Richard
no.
throws it away. He's had that problem, hasn't he? Remember last year on several occasions on a ball hit back to him, just throwing the ball to first base, he gets the yips and was way off the mark. Here he's throwing strikes all night. Here's no more than a 40-foot throw and not even close. That's a double play ball.
Absolutely. You know, you watch how he fields it cleanly and then start crow hop, and then just yanked it. Luckily, they tried to get Bruce on the back end after he crossed second base.
So instead of a possible double play and the base is empty with 2 outs, the Reds have 2 on and no one out. Pitcher LeCure then in a position to sacrifice and move 2 men in scoring position. Headley has to hold his ground at third, and charging hard is Hop. It's a good bunt. Hundley. Woodard goes 2-4. LeCure does his job. And with 1 out, Bruce is at third and Giannis at second.
Well, Aaron Harang threw a ball away the other day, and I talked to Darren Balsley about that, and he fielded that ball and got rid of it so quickly, and even he said, he goes, he should have ran at the runner, but he was on the slope of the mound. As soon as he let that ball go, he worked underneath it and he airmailed it.
Leadoff man Drew Stubbs struck out and lined to left. That was the play where Ludwig had to skid on his knees to grab it off the grass. But for Clayton Richard, it's just something that has haunted him last year, and there's the first example this year. And even earlier in the game on a comeback, or this throw to first base was almost a shot put over there.
Remember also some guys having difficulty when there's an intentional pass being issued.
In fact, Richard threw one to the screen last year on a intentional walk. Infield back up the middle. The ball hit sharply to Headley. He'd come to the plate. A little looper to Hudson, and that'll get the run in. It's 2-1 Cincinnati. Hit the ball up the middle. They're conceding the run. Holding at second base is Giannis. And the error becomes a big play now in the inning as the Reds reclaim the lead. And dangerous Brandon Phillips, a single and a walk, and Joey Votto on deck.
Let's see what the first pitch offering to Phillips is from the lefty.
Could be a play for Hop, and there is. A tough hitter fouls out. But a gift run for the Reds in the 5th. A run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1.
We're back with the Channel 4 home run inning presented by Harrah's Rincon Casino. If a grand slam is hit this inning, you could earn huge cash. Enter at 4sd.com. Huge cash. Thousands of dollars.
That's how they describe Cincinnati.
Yeah. Remember Salty Parker? He was an infield instructor with the San Francisco Giants when I first went to instructional league, 1981.
I think he was with the Angel organization.
Yeah, yes,
too,
he was. Yeah. A great man. And he always used to say, back when I was in Cincinnati.
So the unearned run gives Cincinnati a 2-1 lead with Hundley, Maben, and Gonzalez due here in the 5th against 26-year-old Sam LeCure. Spins that one on the outside corner, 1-1. Hundley walked his first time up and scored the Padre run on the triple, 2-out triple by Gonzalez. Misses outside.
Good pitch.
Three and one.
Got to get that run back. Whether it takes a walk, hit batsman, get a base runner. LeCure, though, one thing for sure, he is he's throwing all of his pitches for strikes, mixing it up nicely.
He struck out 4, walked only 2, but one of the walks bit him. Easy ground ball to shortstop. Giannis across to Votto for the out.
Nick trying to hook that ball, pull that ball. That was a fastball away. Nick kind of shaking his head as he goes back to the dugout. Now he's going to go put down the catcher's equipment and worry about taking care of his pitcher next inning. Tough gig being a catcher.
And you got to leave your whatever offensive woes you may have. You got to leave those in the dugout. You got to take care of your pitcher. There's some catchers that can't do that.
Nick's very good at doing that. He's really come a long way.
3-1 pitch, and he knows that he probably should have gone the other way with it. Maben struck out swinging his first time. All the way to the screen. Well, Matt Latos certainly gave the Padres a chance to win the game last night. Did give up the 2 home runs, but only 3 runs. And I know you're all wondering how did he come out of that performance, because he threw what 90 some pitches. He said he feels great. So that's good news. At times it was the Latos that we cheered in the middle of last year.
You know, there are times when pitchers make mistakes. and the hitters pay, make the pitcher pay. I wouldn't even consider those pitches maybe mistakes last night. The breaking ball it was a breaking ball in the inner part of the plate to Johnny Gomes. How he kept that fair, I don't know. And then Chris Heisey's ball looked like it was a fastball in the inner part of the plate and up a little bit.
And the walk preceded that. Only 4 hits allowed. He got him.
Wow.
Fastball at the letters.
See the movement on that two-seam fastball coming back and hitting that outside part of the plate.
5th strikeout for LeCure.
Look at the action on this pitch. Away, and then wow. Hannigan almost boxes that one. It's got so much movement on it.
Alberto Gonzalez, the only hit for the Padres, his triple. Nibbles the outside corner again.
Looks like LeCure is pitching tonight like he's saying, hey, I know Homer Bailey's coming back and Johnny Cueto's coming back. I want to try to earn a spot to stay on this team.
Yeah, that's a chance for him.
Yeah.
He was highly touted all through the minor league system for Cincinnati after they picked him off the campus of the University of Texas. 2-1. Came up with the big club last year. Was 2-5 at the end of the year. 4.50 ERA. Check swing on a changeup. Went around, says first base umpire Angel Hernandez.
Let's check out the side angle on this one. I think he went.
That wouldn't have been a double, though.
No. Maybe a single.
Ooh.
Hey.
High and tight.
How close was it? Really, I mean, if you're hitting and the ball's coming at you like that, it seems like it's closer.
Got him swinging on a changeup. Couple more strikeouts for LeCure. And through 5 here at Petco Park, the Reds lead it 2-1. For the Reds, leading with an unearned run the last frame, 2-1. 4 hits through 5 innings allowed by Richard. Votto has one of them, a line shot back through the middle that almost clipped Clayton Richard and wrapped into a double play the last time. In there. Just got a piece of it.
Next toss for Clayton will be number 70 on the evening. Great ratio. 54 strikes, 15 balls.
Out in front of the plate. Richard, throw it. He did.
You know, Bob Scanlon, the big right-hander, and I were having a discussion before yesterday's game and today's game, and whether it's a bunt play or a play like Clayton Richard just completed, certain pitchers didn't like throwing to certain bases. And whether it was a guy covering a bunt and throwing to third base, or throwing to, you know, a comeback, or throwing to second base to get the force play, everybody has their I don't want to say kryptonite, but you know, to where they kind of quirks, exactly.
Roland has struck out and popped up.
I had no problem throwing to first base. The one that kind of gave me the willies a little bit was throwing that one to second base.
That ball hit deep down the left field line, but well foul. Up into the second deck.
Hey, how you doing?
Gonzalez to hop, and Roland is gone. Well, time now for our leaderboard, brought to you by Los Primos, home of the Monster Burrito. Get your $5 meal deal for a limited time only. Most home runs this season, the Reds with 13. And the man with 3 of those 13 steps into the batter's box, Johnny Gomes. Hit one last night for number 3. Asked Dusty about Buddy Black when he was a player, and Dusty was the manager of the Giants. I said, what comes to mind? He said, the coolest man I've ever seen. He said he just, whether he was ahead by 10 or down by 10, he just was always the same.
Yep.
Icy and competitive.
Oh, yeah.
Two 2-0 the count to Gomes. Lays in the fastball, 87.
You know, Buddy was on that 1985 World Championship team, Kansas City Royals. I mean, that was a heck of a team. You know, playing with George Brett and all those guys. Brett Saberhagen's rookie year.
He could finesse you.
Oh, yeah.
And Gomes, 3-1 pitch, earns a walk. Second from Clayton Richard, 2 outs. Brings up Brian Hannigan. Hannigan has hit the ball sharply both times, once to the first baseman hop and the other line drive to right. Nothing to show for it. And another ground ball to Gonzalez. The short way to Hudson. That's it for Cincinnati. Top of the 6th inning. They leave a man. They've stranded 4 tonight. Up come the Padres. Need a run to tie. Saturday, it'll be Ryan Howard and the Philadelphia Phillies. 5:35 game on that Saturday, and the first 25,000 of you will take home a Padres 6-pack tube cooler. Go to Padres.com and get your tickets. That's Saturday night, April 23rd, 5:35. Padres 6-pack tube coolers.
It's a pretty cool item. It almost looks like a quiver. You know, put your arrows in there.
Carry it on the strap over your back.
Also, you can put like maybe your pool cues in there if you don't use it as a cooler. Go into the billiard room.
Take baseballs there to batting practice.
There you go
with the little league kids.
Absolutely.
Well, the Padres with only one hit off Walter Johnson, Sam LeCure tonight. Clayton Richard lead it off. He hit the ball as hard as anyone. A deep drive to center field. 2-1.
Yeah, I'll be quite honest with you, folks. I didn't know what to expect from Sam LeCure. I mean, all of his pitches pretty much average, not overpowering at 92. He lives around 86 to 92 on the fastball.
3-1 to Richard. He's retired the last 10 batters. Actually, the last 9. The final out in the second inning was Gonzalez thrown out at the plate. Over at the knees, 3-2. There he is with the opposing pitcher. He threw him a 84-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, just a hit-me fastball, sure.
Richard trying to get on there. And it'll be Venable and Hudson here in the last of the 6th inning. Right down the middle. Strike 3. That's another strikeout. 3 in a row now for LeCure and 7 in the game. A reminder, stay tuned for the Sycuan Casino postgame show from our Channel 4 studios. Sycuan Casino. Get away for the day at Sycuan Casino.
John and Bob standing by out there in the 4SD studios. I hear they have heck of a parties out there sometimes.
Yeah, they got that cauldron out there, and they try to brew up a base hit or two. Venable takes ball 1. He has walked and struck out. Well, the Reds coming to town, and you figure here's a high-scoring Cincinnati machine. They edged the Padres last night 3-2. The Padres 2 runs in the first. 2-1 tonight. The lead on an unearned run. Pitcher battles. That one grounded foul.
You see what LeCure's trying to do to Will Venable. I mean, he's been doing it all night. Those 2-seamers trying to bring it back in. Now, well, he's not ahead yet, but 2-1 count. I guarantee you, if LeCure gets Will Venable 2 strikes, 2 balls, after pounding those fastballs in, that's when he drops that slider down and in, break it the other way.
That ball hit well to right field. Back goes the right fielder and makes the catch. Jay Bruce runs it down on the warning path. The changeup, and Venable got everything into it, but not deep enough.
You can see that Will was just a little bit out in front of that pitch, maybe towards the end of the bat, but still gave it a good ride.
11 straight outs for LeCure. I'm not saying LeCure. LeCure.
With the way he's pitching tonight, that'll make you switch to LeCure. A little Chambord maybe, or
Grand Marnier.
Grand Marnier. Go to the LeCure cabinet. Cocktails.
Hudson. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's grounded twice to the right side. Number 63, Sam LeCure.
Oh, backdoor curveball right on the outside corner. That's wow. Try hitting that. Hitter gives up on it, and a nice frame job by Hannigan. kid's got an idea.
He sure does. Confident.
Two-seamer in. Look at that.
Got him looking. Fastball on the inside corner. 8 strikeouts for Sam LeCure. And through 6 innings here at Petco Park, it's the Cincinnati Reds leading 2-1. Mossy Ford and Mossy Toyota brings you those shots. Visit us in Pacific Beach or online at mossy.com. Well, Clayton Richard, who worked 6 innings, allowed 3 runs and 5 hits, and got the win in St. Louis. Now into the 7th inning tonight, allowing 2 runs, 4 hits. The run unearned, his own undoing, the wild throw on a double play ball to second base.
Hey, Clayton's pitching a gem as well. Still some good pitches, very strong. Pitching inside nicely.
82 pitches on the night, very efficient. Check swing roller foul by Jay Bruce, who singled to right field and scored in the 5th inning when Paul Janisch, who's on deck, hit a comebacker to Richard. He spun through to second but didn't. Wild, and what could have been a double play became an error and a chance for Cincinnati to score, and they did score on a ground ball out by Stubbs. Sharply to Hop. He'll take it to the bag himself. 1 away. Janisch, both at bats, has hit a 1-hopper right back to Clayton Richard, who threw him out in the 2nd inning and failed to make the play at second in that critical 5th inning when the Reds broke the 1-1 tie.
You know, it could have been nasty for Clayton in that 1st inning. Reds only got out of that inning with scoring 1 run, and since then Clayton Richard has really settled down nicely, getting ahead.
Kind of like the game last night when the Padres scored their 2 runs in the 1st inning and then were shut down.
Once again, 0-2. That's got to be like 8 or 9 times that Clayton Richard, 8 to be exact, he has had an 0-2 count. Oh, the Cuban missile. Roll this Chapman, heating up. Get your radar guns out.
Back out of play. Chapman, who pitched here last summer with 25 pitches, and they all were over 100 miles an hour, up to 105. A ball and 2 strikes now on Janisch. That one lifted down the right field line into the corner and foul. Giannis is on, LeCure is on deck. Let's see if Dusty lets him hit, or is he going to pinch hit for him and bring in the hard throwing Chapman?
Well, if he brings in Chapman next inning, he'll turn Headley around to the right side, and then Ludwig and Hop.
Two and two now to Giannis. Got him. Good slider for the second out. It's the fourth strikeout tonight for Clayton Richard. And Giannis indeed is called back. Dusty Baker sends up Miguel Cairo, who has been used the last couple of years as a top pinch hitter. Two for 7 and a couple of RBIs this year. Cairo as a pinch hitter, 2 for 6. Drove in 2 runs. What a job by LeCure, a one hitter through 6. Reds bench this year, pinch hitters done a good job, and it's indicative of the depth of this Cincinnati team for Dusty Baker. He brings guys off the bench and they're hitting .389 as pinch hitters. 7 for 18. Pops this one up middle of the diamond, and Orlando Hudson wants it. And Richard works another 1-2-3 inning. It's been a solid effort by Clayton Richard, but he trails 2-1, and the Cuban missile is on its way. Premier Dental Implant Center. See the difference at permadontics.com. By MTS. MTS moves me. And by Cox Advanced TV. Get more of what you're into with Cox Advanced TV. With Mark Grant, Dick Ender, we're pleased you've joined us here at Petco. Quite a pitcher's duel. Clayton Richard and young Sam LeCure, who's now out of the game, and Aroldis Chapman comes in. Flame-throwing left-hander, as you can see, 4 games so far, 4 innings. He has given up a couple of hits and 4 strikeouts.
Basically a 2-pitch pitcher, a fastball and a slider, and it's the fastball that everybody talks about. 97 to 103. We saw him last year hit 105 here at Petco Park. Straight fastball. And get this, his slider is about 90 miles an hour. LeCure was throwing his fastball at like what, 80 what? 88, 89? This guy's slider is at 90.
Aroldis defected while the Cuban national team was playing in the Netherlands and signed with Cincinnati, a huge contract. He's only 23. Two and 2 last year with a 2.03 ERA, struck out 19 in 13 innings. Signed a $30 million plus contract January of 2010. First pitch is low to Nick Hundley.
93-mile-an-hour slider. Are you kidding me?
Watch out. Another slider at 92. The players, the Padres players last year, in commenting about Chapman, is that he's so lanky. He's 6'4", but he looks more 6'7", that he's almost off the pitching mound when he delivers the ball. He's got such a long stride. Ooh, there's the fastball. What'll it be? 92.
That's his changeup. That's his Peggy Lee fastball. Is that all there is at 92?
Hundley 0 for 3 tonight. Able to hold back.
You know, the command is a question with Chapman, so you're not going to really have comfortable at-bats against this guy. You don't know where the ball's going to go, so you might be a little bit back on your heels.
Headley fouls one off. Chapman against Anthony Gwynn threw that 105-mile-an-hour fastball here at Petco on September 24th that had these fans oohing an eye, and even on television when it was presented around the nation, sitting at home and just marveling at the power of this man. And he throws a slider, strike 3, and Headley caught looking. He's 0 for 3 tonight, a couple of punch outs.
Took a little bit off this one. This slider has a little bit bigger hump in it. That one was registered at 83.
Remember last year they were talking about Chapman. He didn't show the slider hardly at all.
Yep.
And all of the Reds media were saying, where do you see that? It's as impressive as his fastball.
Well, if he could throw that for strikes, then throw that fastball up around 100 miles an hour. Good luck.
Ludwig pops it up. Votto may have a play. It's curling back to him, and he's got it. So Ludwig 0 for 3. He's lined out, flied out, and fouled out. Padres still one hit, and that was Alberto Gonzalez triple into the right field corner. Scored Hundley from first base. Brad Hopp struck out and fouled out. The foul fly was down into the left field corner. He hit it well. Now, leaving Cuba, didn't take Aroldis Chapman long to appreciate the finer things in life. He reached into his pocket and pulled out $300,000 for a Lamborghini. Two-seat sport car. Another slider. That one at 81. Loves shoes. Told the press tonight that he has 70 pairs of them. Oh my. That one just 96 and pop. No chance.
It's just starting to heat up a little bit. Started at 92, 93. This one, as you mentioned, 96 up and in. The reason why I say command is an issue. Hannigan wanted that one down and away, and he missed up and in. So you don't know where it's going to go.
Strike 3. So a couple of strikeouts and a foul out, and Chapman overpowering. 7th inning. We go to the 8th. Still 2-1 Cincinnati. offense by Clayton Richard. The only trouble was in the first inning. 2 singles, Phillips and Votto, and a double by Gomes. Line drive over the stretching try of Orlando Hudson. Just missed it as Drew Stubbs leads off the 8th with a sharp single. Only the 5th hit allowed by Richard. Brings up Phillips.
First pitch offering. Outer half. That's good hitting by Stubbs. Taking it the other way, just out of the reach of Orlando. Good effort by the Padres second baseman.
Padre bullpen is active. Luke Gregerson, starting to tune up. 96 pitches tonight by Clayton Richard. Like Latos last night, he's pitched well enough for the Padres to win. But since that only hit triple back in the second inning, the Padres have gone out in order 5 straight innings, 15 straight outs. Phillips singled and scored back in the first. He's walked and fouled out. The ball jumps off his bat, doesn't it?
Got some pop.
Well, this Padre team built on its pitching. And they hold the opposition like the Reds to 3 runs one game and 2 another. We expect to win those. Those are the games they've got to win. Oh, almost had Stubbs leaning the wrong way. $17,379 here tonight, boosting the season attendance over 200,000. Fastball up and in.
Still some good fuzz from Clayton Richard at 92 here in the 8th inning. The next pitch will be 100. Okay, we'll call it 99.
It would appear that Buddy Brack wants Richard to get to Votto, where he'll have left-hander against left-hander. 2-2 now to Phillips. Lukey joins Gregerson in the bullpen for the Padres. There's the left-hander from Ohio State. Driven into left center field. Maben racing deep, 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 and makes the catch on the run. Phillips gave it quite a ride. Cameron Maben able to run it down for the out.
He's like a gazelle out there, isn't he? See it busted out of the gate as soon as that ball was hit, and then look at him go. He's playing on the second baseman side of second base. Pull the parachute. Slows it down a little bit. Makes it look easy. Nice.
Terrific camera coverage. 1 out, 1 long out. Joey Votto singled, grounded into a double play, and tapped back to the mound.
That's fun to watch, isn't it? A guy just busting it. Going. Then all of a sudden, okay, I got it. Kind of cruising a little bit, making the easy catch. That's fun to watch.
Phillips, when he hit it, thought he had an extra base hit. One ball, no strikes to Joey Votto. Votto on this road trip, Arizona and San Diego, has 8 hits. 16 at bats, 500. 2-0. And he can go the opposite way. He homered here last year at Petco into left field. Look at how far Headley is off the bag at third. Foul, 2-1. Almost playing halfway to second base is Headley, giving Votto all of the third baseline. Three and one. You get the feeling this is, regardless, the last man Richard is going to face tonight.
Looking at the defense in the outfield, Maven's really playing shallow as well.
Strike 3-2.
And what that tells me is that, you know, we've seen him go back on the baseball hit to the warning track. He wants to take away maybe that little dunker in between the infielders and the outfielders.
Interesting alignment with the infield shifted dramatically to pull, and the outfield is playing way over toward left. Full count. Back to the mound. Richard throws just in time, and that wasn't an easy play at all for Gonzalez. Right into the runner. So Votto safe at first on the fielder's choice.
Well, this pitch, he really got in on Votto. Clayton kind of short arms a little bit, and you're right, Gonzalez had to pick that ball. Let's take a look, another look. He picked that. Oh, he picked that as the runner's going in. That is not an easy play.
And that'll be all for Clayton Richard. A terrific night as Buddy Black comes out. Good job. Indeed, that's correct. Other than the throwing error that allowed the unearned run back in the fifth inning, this would be a 1-1 tie. Nice hand for Richard as he jogs to the dugout. Luke Gregerson comes in, 2 outs, a man on in the 8th, and the Reds up by 1. Pitcher profile brought to you by RCP Block and Brick. Build a dry stream bed in your yard with natural stone. Call RCP today. Luke making his 6th appearance. 5 innings, 6 hits, and 1 run.
Last time out for Luke was against the Dodgers back on Sunday. Recorded his 2nd hold of the year, an inning. He struck out 1. It was an 18-pitch effort.
He will face Scott Rowland, who has struck out, popped up, and grounded out. Votto at first base does not have the speed that the man he forced, Drew Stubbs, possesses. 2 runs, 5 hits. Cincinnati 1 run, 1 hit for the Padres. What an outing for Sam LeCure.
You know, looking at that last inning in the 7th, when Chapman came in to face Headley, Ludwig, and Hop. I know the guy throws 98, 99 miles an hour. Just kind of curious. Well, after this pitch.
Roland hits it hard at Ludwig. He goes back and makes the play. 1 pitch. Boy, these Reds do go after that first pitch, don't they? No runs, a hit, a man left. Bottom of the 8th, Hundley, Maben, and Gonzalez. Cajon, we went green to save you green. Colorado at New York rained out. The other National League West games, how about that scoring fest in Phoenix? 9-8 Diamondbacks in the top of the 6th inning. And the Dodgers and Giants are tied in the bottom of the 5th up in San Francisco. The new pitcher is Nick Massett. And he brings some hope to Padre fans. Look at the numbers for Massett. He hasn't been able to get many people out. And the first man he faces is Nick Hundley with Maben and Gonzalez to follow. Massett 3 games, 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs. And a drive to right center field will fall. Well, the 15 straight outs ends on Hundley's single to right center. Tying run is on. Cameron Maben, the batter.
Off the end of the bat, but elevated a little bit. Where does it make contact? About mid-thigh high, maybe hip high. Good looking swing by Nick. That's the way to get things started.
Maben has struck out twice. LeCure got him swinging, and he took a 3rd strike. Ooh, almost threw that one away.
You know, Dick, I was about to bring it up last inning, and I just wanted to elaborate. Last inning, the 7th, 1-2-3 inning, Brad Hop hit against Chapman, lefty on lefty, and he struck out. And some people might be thinking, you know, even I was thinking, you know, you could pinch hit Jorge Cantu there, right, righty? But here's why I think Buddy chose to stay with Hop. Still have 2 more chances left. Do you waste a guy like Cantu who can hurt you against a missile thrower that throws 99-100? Or do you save him for the 8th or 9th? I think that's the way Buddy's thinking. So he didn't want to waste the Cantu bullet in that situation. 2 outs, nobody on. Let's wait in the 8th or 9th. It might come around to where you get a base runner not as hard thrower out of the bullpen and take our chances that way. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Or you get a couple of men on. Even if you don't score in the ninth inning, you might roll it around to where Hop comes up again.
Right.
Swings, and there's a long drive to left field. Is it deep enough? It is off the wall. Running all the way is Hundley. It's a double for Maben. A screamer off the boards and left off the bat of Cameron Maben. And with no one out, the Padres, with a single and double, have a tying and go-ahead run aboard.
2 pitches in this inning, elevated. Hundley goes to right center field. Maben gets something that he can extend off the Toyota side. Oh, what a feeling.
You've been waiting all homestand for that.
What a feeling indeed for Maben, who continues to get some big hits. He may strike out more than any Padre to this point, but he's delivered some huge base hits. Here's Alberto Gonzalez. Tripled in the run and struck out. Smothered foul.
And all 3 hits this evening. Hundley, Maben, Gonzalez. 6, 7, 8 guys in the order. The bottom of the order for the Padres.
The Cincinnati infield is playing back. A ground ball will get a run home and tie it. Hundley then will be ready to go on contact. Maben with that excellent speed at second, carrying the go-ahead run.
Ooh, safety squeeze.
Trying to push it toward first baseman Votto, who was deep. And Nick Massive is ahead on the count, 2 strikes.
No, Hundley was not going on that. He was squaring. If that ball's bunted down the first baseline, the runner at third base reads it. If he feels he can go, he will score. If it's bunted right back to the pitcher, you can freeze and get back to third base.
Eric Patterson, left-handed hitter, is on deck. He'll pinch hit for Gregerson. Just clipped that one foul, a curveball. Well, the opportunities have been rare for the Padres in this series, but here's a chance. No one out, second and third. 2-1 Cincinnati. Ryan Hadigan goes out to talk to his pitcher, and that will give us a chance to compare. Comparison brought to you by the San Diego Toyota dealers. We've got what it takes.
San Diego
and Toyota in scoring position. In the 4 wins, hitting .355. In the 5 defeats, batting only .132 with runners in scoring position. Tonight they're 0 for 2. Tried to get him to chase.
So this is kind of the point I was making in our pregame show, talking about, I know it's not bases loaded, but still second, third, the pressure is on Massett. When he's got first base open, sure, but still, Gonzalez can afford to be patient and get a good pitch to rip at.
Struck him out. No, he got a piece of it and fouled it out of the glove of Hannigan. No, he did not. Well, yes, he did. A lot of gesticulation by Joe West, and Hannigan thought he had him struck out. Yeah, fouled it out of the glove, barely. So Alberto Gonzalez still alive, second and third, no one out.
And with 2 strikes, now he's got to really protect. Like that last slider down and away.
Chased it, strike 3. No one out. And here's the pinch hitter, Eric Patterson. Somewhere in the bag of strategies and
results for Bud Black. Reach into that bag, and hopefully there's a base hit in a situation like this. Pitching coach Brian Price.
He's a good one.
Having a chat. Eric Patterson, perhaps not familiar to the Reds pitcher Massett, so they're going to go over the book on him.
Pretty good chance in situations like this. Couple of options, like good two-seam fastball down and away, or some pitchers will like to throw that first pitch breaking ball with 2 runners in scoring position.
It's a ground ball up the middle will do it, just as Cincinnati scored the tie-breaking run on a soft ground ball by Drew Stubbs in the 5th inning with 1 out and a man on 3rd. Patterson started on Sunday, went 1 for 3. A double.
There's that two-seamer away.
Nice cut. Will Venable on deck. Single by Hundley, and Maben's double off the left field wall. 2nd and 3rd, now 1 away. From Massett. 1-1.
That first pitch, after looking at that fastball from Massett at 95, that may have been his split finger fastball, that first pitch, because it did act like a two-seamer down and away. So let's go with that. First pitch, split finger away, the off-speed pitch, and then trying to bust him inside with the fastball.
Patterson, the 4th player in the big trade that sent Adrian Gonzalez to Boston. He was the player to be named later. The other 3 youngsters in the minor league system of the Padres. 2-1. A good stop by Hannigan.
That was the split finger. Wide stance like a goalie almost, and Hannigan just buries that right shoulder, squares up to keep that ball in front of him. That was inches away from being a run.
The action pitch, 2-1 with 2 in scoring position for Eric Patterson here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Grounded to the right side. That'll get the run in. The flip by Phillips, and it's tied at 2. Hundley comes in. Patterson gets the job done on the ground out. His first Padre RBI. And the go-ahead to third base in the form of Maben, with Venable coming up. And you made the point, Mark Grant, that split finger, a tough pitch, but you can also bounce it, and that pass ball is good as a hit in this situation. Hannigan, as we told you, was the best by statistics, best defensive catcher in the league last year, and he showed it on that block.
Yes, he did,
with Patterson on. Strike. Venable has walked, struck out, and lined to right. Sent Jay Bruce to the warning track in right field his last time up. Up the middle. Is it going to get through? No, not hit hard enough. The throw is in time. What a play by Brandon Phillips.
to cut in front of the shortstop and able to get his body turned and make a strong enough throw to nail Venable as the go-ahead run would have scored. That's why he's a Gold Glover. Bare hands it and gets him by a half step. Less than that. The Phillies a 4-game weekend series, and on Friday night, April 22nd, it's college night presented by Chegg.com. College students can save big with tickets in the Padres college section. Only $8, gang. Game starts at 7:05. Padres and the Phils. Get your tickets at Padres.com/college nights. $8. See a big league ball game.
Can't beat that, huh?
No way. Heath Bell comes into work. Johnny Gomes, Ryan Hennigan, and Jay Bruce, 3 right-handers scheduled for Cincinnati. In for a strike, a fastball at 93. Look at this play again. This bare hands going away, and he just does get the speedy Venable by a spike.
You've got to be cartooning me on this one. My goodness.
That's with the go-ahead run scoring. So we've seen the 2 Gold Gloves on the infield of Cincinnati. Roland at third and Phillips at second. Both have saved a run. Roland throwing out Gonzalez from his knees on the warning track back of third. And now Phillips denying Venable, the fastest runner for the Padres. What a play. 1-2 as Bell with that 95-mile-an-hour cutter going away from Johnny Gomes, who has doubled in a run in the first, soft liner to second and grounded out, or walked rather. 2-2. Score in the count. 2 apiece. Hopped up, way up there. Hop. Orlando Hudson calls him off. 1 away.
It's a home run in a phone booth.
That's right.
But what a great job. Can't say enough about how Clayton Richard performed this evening. 7 2/3, surrendered 5 hits, 2 runs. Only 1 was earned, correct?
Correct. That was the throwing error at second base.
He walked 2, struck out 4. Nice job by the Wolverine.
Hail to the victors. Well, not yet. Ryan Hennigan 0 for 3, but he's hit the ball hard. And another well hit ball, but right to Hop on the bag. He was shaded toward the line,
as Hannigan has gone that way 3 times.
You know, Brad's played a nice first base.
Sure has.
He's doing well with the leather over there. The Todd Helton leather. It's got the Todd Helton embroidered name on that glove. The Mizuno glove given to him by his former teammate. See where it says Todd Helton? Nice.
He's handled it extremely well tonight. Here's Jay Bruce, a single in 3 at bats. He singled leading off the 5th inning. Moved his second on the potential double play ball hit back to the mound, but Richard threw it away. So first and second, no one on. Eventually came home on a ground out. Went around 1-1. Curveball. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, it'll be Hudson, Headley, and Ludwig scheduled for the Padres. Looks like a left-hander might be coming in. Well, they got a lefty and a right-hander warming up. 1-2. Bill Bray, we saw him last night, the lefty, and the right-hander is their closer. Francisco Cordero got the save last night. No, he did not go. Chad Fairchild.
Oh, I thought he went. That bat was parallel to the field.
Pretty close. 2-2.
That's
one slap foul.
That's the right word, right, Professor? Parallel to the field, right? Is that the right word I'm looking for? Not parallel?
Yeah, parallel to the third baseline.
Squared up to the, I should say, how about parallel to the pitcher's mound, the rubber? That would be correct, right?
No, that'd be perpendicular.
Perpendicular. That's, I got my P's mixed up.
Watch out for the Q's then. 2-2.
How about a punch out here?
Up high. Paul Yanish is on deck. Fouled back. Just got a piece of it. Well, the 2 starters, Clayton Richard and Sam LeCure, were outstanding tonight. Now it boils down to the 9th inning, a 2-2 tie, and up to the 2 bullpens.
Curveball, strike 3 call. No! West did not give him the strike, and they say he checked in time. And Bruce gets a walk.
I want to see this one.
Oh my goodness gracious! That's worse than the first one.
That one, first one, I thought he held up, but that was a strike.
No question that he went on that one.
Padres haven't gotten any the close calls from this umpiring crew, have they? Yanni swings and misses. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
I'm telling you, more times than not, they go. When you slow it down like that, it just gives you an idea where the bat travels. And it travels farther than people realize.
Strike 2. I thought Joe West was going to punch him out on the pitch. It looked like a good pitch. Oh, Bruce. Good base runner at first base.
Strike 3 call. The Reds are out in the 9th. They leave 1 to the bottom of the 9th. It's tied at 2.
that's a Sunday 105 game. 14 and younger, you kids are going to get that handsome fielding glove presented by Topps Baseball Cards. You'll also enjoy an Easter egg hunt, breakfast at the park before the game, and the kids have their chance to run the bases after the game. Get your tickets today. That's the finale of the 4-game Phillies series on Sunday, April 24th. 8,000 of you kids are going to take home that baseball glove, and it's a good one. 2-2 tie. Bill Bray comes in. He pitched in last night's game. And Orlando Hudson turns around, bats from the right side, as will Chase Headley. Hudson from the right side is 4 for 9. And there's Bray's numbers as he makes his 6th appearance of the season. Hasn't allowed a hit yet in 3 1/3 innings. Up high, 1-1. Last night he pitched 2/3 of an inning. And struck out pinch hitter Cantu into a double play. 2-1. Bray is Virginia native, went to William and Mary. Signed by the Reds in 2004. First round pick, 7th overall out of William and Mary. Check.
That ball hit well to right center field. Deep, 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 and it is off the wall. Hudson pulls up at second base with a ringing double. Drew Stubbs, with all that speed, you had to watch him closely, but he couldn't run it down as Hudson powered to the opposite alley.
He put a good swing on that one. That ball looked like it was middle away. And you're right. That ball hits, well, was that about halfway up that screen? By the Adirondack chairs there, about a third of the way up maybe. A runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Winning run at second. Let's see how the Padres play it. Chase Headley. 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts tonight.
Got to bunt him over here.
And the bunt needs to be directed toward Roland at third. And Headley pops it up, and Hannigan will make the play. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Padres in this homestand have not been impressive in their sacrifice attempts. Denorfia last night in a bunt situation, and that was that controversial call at third base when he didn't bunt the ball far enough away from home plate. Ryan Ludwig, is he due? 1 for the last 24. That was the home run on Sunday, and he won't get a chance here. They're going to walk him. Set up the double play.
You know, it looked like Chase just couldn't get that top hand on top of that pitch. It was up a little bit. The barrel of the bat got underneath that pitch and popped it up. And a good effort by Hannigan going back to the screen.
Well, he plays the catching position like he's an infielder. So Ludwig will walk. Gives them a play at every base. Wonder if Buddy Black will pull back Brad Hopp and insert Jorge Cantu. That goes back to what you were saying before. Here's that opportunity.
And it looked like Jorge is ready to go.
And Hopp walking back to the dugout.
And here he comes. You know, last time Chapman, 2 outs, nobody on, too early to go to that bullet. Padres got a chance to win it right here, and looks like Dusty is going to make a double switch.
He's got Logan on Druzek, the big tall right-hander, getting loose out in the bullpen. On Druzek is on a string of wins. He's on something like 7 in a row. And Edgar Renteria, the veteran, former Giant, MVP in the World Series, goes in at shortstop on the double switch. So Renteria will be inserted 9th in the order. and will be first up to hit if it goes extra innings. So while the lanky right-hander comes in, we'll pause for these words. At 2, and this relief pitcher profile is brought to you by RCP Block and Brick. You can build a dry stream bed in your yard with natural stone. Just call RCP tomorrow. Well, he's 6 feet 8 inches tall, Logan Ondrusek, and he has begun his major league career by winning his first 6 decisions, including one this year. That hadn't been done by a right-hander in over 100 years. The Cincinnati franchise winning the first 6 major league decisions. Jorge Cantu takes a strike.
He's a 5-pitch pitcher. Cutter, that's probably his primary pitch. He throws a fastball, curve, slider, and a split. 92 to 94 on that fastball.
A weak swing by Cantu, and he's down 2 strikes on the count. Nick Hundley on deck. Ondrusek, just 26, from Shiner, Texas.
Jeremy Fikach country, former Padre right-hander.
Hudson with a leadoff double, leads away, winning run at second. Ludwig at first. In the dirt, and Hannigan again shuts the door.
He's a good one, isn't he?
He really is. Have a backup catcher like this, he hits 300. And with all those defensive skills, he'd be a starter almost anywhere else in the league. That'll be out of play. Cantu trying to square up on one and win this one in the bottom of the 9th inning. Padres are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position in the game, and 0 for 8 in the 2 games. The team is due. Chased, ball 2. Cantu strikes out. In many ways, some of these veterans for the Padres, they're just trying so hard to do something that, instead of waiting for the pitch, they're much too eager at times. So 2 outs, 2 on. And Nick Hundley is single to open the 8th inning off Nick Massett. And he came around to score. Maven's double and a ground out by Eric Patterson. Oh, Hundley a chance to win it. Oh, another block It gives a pitcher so much security and confidence when you know
Absolutely.
no matter where you throw it,
Yep.
it's not going to get away. Padres top hitter at the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Scored both runs, Hundley. Patient there, 2-0. Looked like a change or a slow slider. He walked with 1 out in the second and came home on the 2-out triple by Alberto Gonzalez, and then singled and eventually came around on the ground out by pinch hitter Patterson. 2-1. 2-0 count. He threw him a 79-mile-an-hour slider.
Yep.
So Nick, 2-0, was looking for fastball, didn't get it. So he laid off. Big hole in left center field. Center fielder Stubbs is over into right center, and left fielder Gomes is toward the line and left. Huge gap. A lot of green out there to try to hit. Hudson been out there at second base a long time after his leadoff double. The action pitch. Fouled away. Nick trying to send this crowd of 17,379 home with a smile. 2-2. That's the score. The count.
Breaking ball
In the dirt, and Hannigan blocks it again.
Oh, he's getting
What if he
beaten up.
ever played goaltender in hockey?
Man, he is getting a workout back there. Anticipating. Great block. Watch that breaking ball come right back up.
Full count. Nick Hundley. Fouled out of play. With the runners going, any base hit single past the infield will win it. Maben next. He has a double in 3 at bats. Runners off with a pitch. 3-2. In the dirt again, and Hannigan amazingly stops another. Bases loaded. No room for error now for Andruzek and the Reds. Andruzek has bounced more than he's thrown all the way to the mitt.
Yeah, you know, with those previous breaking balls in the dirt, Nick Hundley gets a good look at the pitch out of the hand from Andruzek and just spits on that one. He didn't even offer, didn't even give an indication that he was going to even offer at that last pitch in the dirt.
So Cameron Maben with a chance to win it. Strikeout, strikeout, and a long double to left off the base of the left field fence. Padres have just missed 2 home runs. Maben shot, and then in this inning, Hudson hit the fence out beyond the 400-foot sign. Winning run Hudson at third. Drive to right center field, and it is caught by Jay Bruce. Oh my, Maben hit a shot, but Bruce with a good break on the ball, able to race into the gap and snare it. Padres leave 3 in the 9th.
to the park early April 22nd as your Padres take on the Fightin' Phils of Philadelphia at 7:05 for the next Friday party at the park. It's Wine and Food Festival. Enjoy wine and food tastings, live entertainment, and more before the game. First pour, 5 o'clock. Get your tickets today at Padres.com.
Party night, Friday night, all throughout the season here at Petco Park. Mike Adams comes in to pitch the 10th inning as the Padres go bonus panels for the 3rd time in 10 games. This is the first overtime game for Cincinnati. Well, Maben just hit it too hard, and it carried all the way out to the right fielder. Cantu stays in the game at first base. Jumping away from that one is Renteria, just missed the corner. Renteria's first at bat in the series. 6 for 10 when he does play. That one is sailing beyond the reach of Cantu and right fielder Venable. Well, you think about the plays in this game. Roland took away a run from his knees, throwing from the warning path through to the plate and got Gonzalez. Barehanded play by the second baseman Phillips, going away from first and able to throw out Venable by a hair. And 2 balls hit, crushed by the Padres that hit the wall but didn't go over it. Breaking ball in for a strike, fooled Renteria. Double by Hudson was about 4 feet shy from a home run. And Maben's line drive to left hit the base of the fence, so about 8 feet from a home run. So it stays 2-2, and one of the 2 runs for the Reds unearned. 2 hops to the shortstop Gonzalez. 1 away. And to the top of the order. So neither starting pitcher, both Clayton Richard and Sam LeCure, pitched brilliantly but will not figure in the decision. Stubbs 1 for 4, a single the last time up. He credited with an RBI with a ground ball out in the 5th inning. That was the unearned run.
Not getting a high strike tonight.
Hit the plate, but a little high in Joe West's determination. Two and 0. With the 2 big guns in the lineup, Brandon Phillips and Joey Votto on deck and in the hole. Two-roll breaking ball, a slider. Boy, that's a dream spot in a batting order. Hitting cleanup on this team with Phillips and Votto behind you. You're going to get good pitches. Stubbs has a home run amongst his 10 base hits this year. He hit 30 last. Check that. Last year he hit 22 in his first full season.
How do you lay off that pitch? I mean, I think that pitch is away, but still, as a hitter, 2 strikes, that is a nasty pitcher's pitch. And for him to recognize that and lay off, that's tough.
Another University of Texas All-America, just as the starting pitcher, LeCure. Strike 3, doesn't get the call there. Thought the previous pitch caught more of the plate than that one.
He went right back out there. And let's take a look. Oh, and see Nick kind of bring that one back a little bit, just a little bit.
Get the call. 2 outs to Brandon Phillips. Singled back in the first inning, a line bullet that almost took the cap of Richard into center field. He came around to score on Gomes' double. He has since walked, fouled out, and fly to center. Weak ground ball to short. Gonzalez with a flip. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Mike Adams. Bottom of the 10th coming up. Gonzalez, pitcher spot, and Venable. Tied at 2. It'll be Gonzalez, pinch hitter. Chris Denorfia is in the on deck circle, and then top of the order in Venable. Logan Ondrusek staying in the game. RBI triple and a couple of strikeouts for Gonzalez. Takes it on the inside corner. Line drive, right field, and Bruce can't get that one. Leadoff man on, the winning run at first base. Gonzalez 2 for 4 tonight. Well, the Padres acquired Gonzalez from Washington because of his fielding prowess. He's got a great glove, but he's showing some hitting potential as well.
Another elevated pitch, and a good thing, try not to pull that pitch. Taking it the opposite way. I remember Chris Denorfia coming up to pinch hit. He was ordered to bunt last night. See if he can get that guy over to scoring position.
The lead man has reached safely the last 3 innings for the Padres. They got a run to tie it in the 8th. Nothing in the 9th. Let's see if they can come up with a winner here. Denorfia. The bunt is on. Chris has had a rough homestand. He dropped that fly ball, remember, against the Dodgers. Failed to come up with a sacrifice last night. He's 2 for 14 on the young season. Swinging and check swing strike. Well, that's interesting. Buddy Black giving him a chance to swing the bat with the infield looking for the bunt.
Well, San Diego this year has grounded into 6 double plays. Chris Denorfia has grounded into 3. Maybe he gave him 1 free swing.
Well, Andrusek going to first base in part to keep Gonzalez close, but also to try to get Denorfia to tip his hand. Is he going to bunt? Two runs, 5 hits for both teams tonight. There goes the runner, and a ground ball hitting the bare hand. He doesn't know where it is. He throws in time. Oh my, Andrusek pulling to Brandon Phillips. Knocked it down with his bare hand. Didn't know where the ball was, but still able to get it in time to scoop it to first to Votto for the out. Well, it serves as a sacrifice. Now let's see if Andrusek is okay.
You know, oh, very close at first base. Very close. Dave Roberts even reacted as if he was safe. But that's too close to call. You know, I'm not even sure if that ball gets by Andrusek, if it goes into center field, because Phillips and Renteria were both converging on that play up the center of the diamond as Brian Price is coming out to have a chat with Joe West and see how his pitcher's doing.
Andrusek says, I like to throw a couple. Seems to be all right.
I'm wondering if he got it in the wrist, or like the you know, the wrist part, or in the palm part.
And just instinctively he reached out the bare hand to stop it.
Let's take a look. Looks like he got him on the wrist. On the inside of the wrist.
Amazing how he finally found the ball. Boy, that was really a close call at first base. Been some close calls in these first 2 games with the Reds.
Yep.
Padres looking for a winner in one of them. Oh, that's a bang bang play.
Yeah. Well, did you see Phillips and Renteria going towards second base? I think one of those two guys would have fielded that baseball as Jordan Smith heats up in the Reds bullpen.
Gonzalez running on the play. They probably couldn't have turned a double play had they gotten to it. So winning run in scoring position. They're going to walk Venable intentionally. He's walked twice tonight and is 0 for 3. But should have had a base hit in the 8th inning as he hit a sharp ground ball up the middle. And Brandon Phillips, ranging to his right, fielded it with a bare hand and threw him out on a very close play. The Denorfia call was even closer. So it'll be first and second as Dusty Baker wants to set up the double play here with 1 out in the 10th inning and the winning run in scoring position. And here comes Orlando Hudson. So the advantage of Hudson and Headley, 2 switch hitters back to back, is that no matter who Dusty Baker uses, the hitters can turn around to the opposite side. Hudson batting right-handed against Bray, nearly homered off the right center field fence. Now left-handed, where he was 0 for 3 tonight. Been on base every game of the first 10 for the Padres. Left side, and it's through to Renteria, and he doesn't get him. Roland appeared to have a play on it and didn't quite get to it. It skipped under his effort. And running hard up the line is Hudson with an infield hit. Bases loaded again. Funny game, isn't it? Oh. Maben just crushes one, and it's an out. And Hudson just cracks a little ball just out of the reach of Roland. You know what I was thinking there, Mud? As Gonzalez came over to third, Chase Headley
or the ball
against the Dodgers coming in running into the third baseman as he was angling over.
Well, Renteria, great concentration. I mean, he was screened by Roland and the runner.
It is an infield hit. Chase Headley up. Headley is 0 for 4 tonight.
Infield and the outfield playing very shallow. Strike one. Gonzalez the winning run at third. Venable at second. Hudson at first. Infield and outfield both playing in. Foul back. And of course, for the Reds, Andruzek looking for the strikeout.
Well, I'm kind of surprised that Renteria and Phillips, they're in on the grass. Near the end of the grass. Maybe
home to first if they're going to try for the double play. High ball one. Headley with 7 runs batted in this year. That's tied with Hundley for the lead. One ball, 2 strikes the count. Winning run 90 feet away. Put a good swing on that one.
3's on the line drive.
Padre at every pillow, but that's not as important as the fact that they have the winning run standing 90 feet away.
And I know the infielders are in. It cuts down the angle on a lot of areas, but you got to be aware of the catcher throwing behind a runner.
Outside, 2-2. Tried to get Headley to chase. Oh, we've had a lot of 2-2 counts in this 2-2 game. Struck him out. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Cincinnati Reds. Once again, a bases loaded situation, and those hitters in the 3, 4, 5 position just unable to come through. So it's up to Ryan Ludwig with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Going to take a hit to win it now, or an error. Ludwig was intentionally passed after the leadoff double by Hudson in the 9th inning. He's 0 for 3. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. Slider on the inside corner. But it's hit too hard right at the left fielder, and up goes Gomes to make the catch. He misjudged it. That ball was carrying. And how about that? The Padres in the 9th with the bases loaded. Maben crushes a line drive, but Bruce is able to capture it in right, and now Ludwig hammers one to left, but right at the left fielder, who almost misplayed it. Started in, and Gomes just gets there in time. Oh.
Bases loaded back-to-back in the 9th and the 10th innings. He had a chance. 1 out, bases loaded. Couldn't score in the 9th. Strikeout was key there. Cantu striking out, and Headley with the bases loaded, 1 out. He strikes out. Chris Denorfia stays in the game and will replace Ludwig in left field. And the new pitcher is young Corey Lubke. On that rainy night Friday, pitched 4 hitless innings. Fly ball hit to left. Denorfia challenged right off the bat. So Votto again, the Reds' first ball hunting. The Reds, since they scored a run on 3 hits in the first inning, have had only 2 hits in the last 9 frames. Great pitching by Richard, Gregerson, Bell, Adams. The Gregerson-Bell-Adams combination giving up only a walk. Bell walked Jay Bruce, and then 9 outs. Two and 0 to Gomes. Or Roland, rather. Roland, who is 0 for 4, line to left last time. High drive, but there's room out there for Maben. He collects the second out.
Only 2 players left on the bench for Buddy Black. Jason Bartlett and Johnson, the backup catcher. Two righties.
Now Johnny Gomes, RBI double in the first. Soft line out to second, a walk and a pop up to second base, 1 for 3. Good action on that fastball.
Yeah. Corey Lupke's thrown the ball extremely well. How sweet would it be to have a nice quick inning here? 1, 2, 3, get right back in there.
We talked about, prophetic in a way, sadly, about the bases loaded situation this year. 15 times
That's
coming
right.
into the game.
That's right.
And they had only delivered 2 singles in those 15 bases loaded situations. And here tonight we get 2 more back-to-back innings and unable to come through with a base hit.
And then Ludwig just squares one up.
Oh.
Gomes misreads it, and then all of a sudden
Gomes slices that one, and that's going to be dangerous. But Venable, does he trap it? Yes. But that is a very risky chance by Venable. If he misses that ball, it's going to roll around the right field corner, might even score Gomes.
Gomes going the other way, fighting that pitch off, slicing away. Oh, you're absolutely right. If that ball gets by him, that spells trouble.
The risk reward there. Oh, just able to smother that short hop.
And that wasn't, I mean, you're talking, there are short hops. That was kind of like an in-between hop. So he kind of got lucky on that one.
Did that in Florida last year,
Yeah.
remember?
Yep.
Was that the final inning, the 9th inning, I believe?
So. Yep.
And made the catch that helped win the game, but could have been hazardous duty. Ryan Hannigan.
Yeah, because there were runners on base that were tying go-ahead run, I believe.
He's hit the ball sharply all 4 times, but is hitless. He's been going to the right side. Now he faces a left-hander for the first time. Slider for a strike. Lupke made a bargain swap with Chad Qualls. Qualls wanted number 50, and Lupke had that number. spring training. They made a deal. Good pitch. Another slider. But made a rookie mistake. You know, when a veteran really wants a number desperately, and Qualls wanted 50, and it didn't matter that much to Lukey, then you say, well, what do you want to pay me for it? Right. Well, he got a computer. Sometimes you get a car out of that deal.
Yeah, you might even ask for a Rolex. I've heard of that being done before. Guys swapping numbers. Veteran guy. Hey, what a nice timepiece.
The 1-2 pitch. First, a little check on the runner, Gomes, with 2 outs here in the 11th. Put a little more on that pitch. A slider down and in. 2-2 again.
Well, he's throwing up sliders, right? Got him softened up a little bit. Let's see what Nick Hundley does. Maybe fastball in. Fastball in. Get it in there.
Too far inside.
I think that would have been, if that baseball would have even caught plate, he would have gotten Hannigan.
So with 2 outs, Gomes will get a running start.
Slider away. Backdoor slider.
Watch out. If Hannigan keeps it alive, left-handed hitting Jay Bruce is scheduled. He's on deck.
Line, fair ball, left field corner. Gomes with 2 outs, running at the crack of the bat. And DeNorfia comes up with it. Here comes the relay. The throw to the plate will not be in time, and the Reds lead it 3-2. Al Hannigan has been hitting the ball on the nose all night long, and he gets that 3-2 pitch and drives it for an RBI double. Gomes racing all the way from first base with 2 out. So run manufactured with 2 away.
91-mile-an-hour fastball. Let him spin on this. And judging by the way he swung at that pitch, he may have been looking fastball, and because of the sequence of pitches, slider, fastball in that missed, fouled one or missed with a ball rather, and then tried to come back inside. And recognizing that, he may have been looking in that area because Trax had that pitch in off the plate.
Jay Bruce 1 for 3 in a walk tonight. Now 2 lost opportunities by the Padres in the last 2 innings, and finally the Reds, who their bats have been quiet, get a chance and leap at the opportunity and have the lead 3-2. 1-1 the count.
You know, just thinking about that last hit that Hannigan got, a ball in off the plate like that.
1-2.
How he keeps that fair. I mean, that's
well, like Gomes and
yeah.
Heisey last night, their home run.
That's getting those hands through and getting that bat out in front.
1-2 pitch. Back into the crowd. Well, bottom of the 11th. It'll be Cantu, Hundley, and Maben against probably Francisco Cordero. Looks like he's loosening up in the bullpen. He closed out last night's win.
You know, if the Cincinnati Reds, I don't know what their motto is. You know, each team has a motto every year. 2011, whatever. Judging by what I've seen so far for Dusty Baker's Redlegs this year, it should be Cincinnati Reds baseball. Grip it and rip it, because that's what those hitters do.
Count goes to 2-2 again. Hannigan out at second with 2 out. These two games so tightly played, so many close calls. It just seems like everything has gone against the home team. They're just, it's one of those little stretches. Ball 4. So after getting Votto to fly out and Roland to hit to center field, Gomes with that single to right.
Looks like Orlando Hudson has given Corey Luebke a pep talk out there, trying to pump him up a little bit to get out of this mess and not have the wheels come off here in the 11th.
And Chris Heisey, one of the stars last night, with a brilliant catch in the first inning. Had he missed it, it would have been a big first inning instead of just a couple of runs. And then the home run as well. 2-run homer to win it. He's going to pinch hit for Giannis. And just like the double by Hannigan, watch how he takes the inside ball and turns on it, rifles it down into that little piece of pie in the left field corner.
Oh, was riding up and in a little bit there, huh? As I take another look at that Heisey home run.
As you said last night, and Tony Gwynn confirmed, that's just good hitting. Bases loaded for Heisey. And he loops one over second. That's going to fall for a base hit. 2 more runs are going to score. And the Reds break it open now, 5-2. Well, that's the way it goes, folks. You hit line drives for outs on one side, or only 1 run scored. They held up the runner coming from second base, Bruce. Hannigan scores.
You know, another thing I've noticed about this Cincinnati Red team, as Will Venable juggles that ball and then it's cut, they fight off a lot of pitches on the inside part of the plate as well. The righties and just fist it the other way.
Trying to make the point that the line drives are caught and the loopers score runs. Edgar Renteria bats again for the second time in 2 innings. First and third, 2 out, 2 in. Heisey with another RBI. Ball and a strike. Bruce is at third. Heisey at first. All with 2 out. Six pitches now for 27 for the left-hander. Luebke, good start, but single, double, walk, single, and 2 runs home for Cincinnati. Ground ball up the middle, and that's another base hit. Now it's 5-2 as Renteria delivers an RBI single, and the Reds lead 5-2. Well, they were held at bay basically from the first inning on. 2 singles and a double. Then an unearned run was all that Cincinnati could collect, all the way to this inning.
Sorry about that, Dick. This is the last thing you want to do is get another arm up and ready to go. Hopefully Corey Luebke can get out of this little jam. I should say big jam, as the Reds have scored 3 here in the 11th.
Leadoff man Stubbs. He hits one deep to left center field. That's way out there. Maben watches it go over the wall. A home run. A Reds explosion, all with 2 outs here in the 11th inning. And Cincinnati now leads it 7-2. A 3-run shot by Stubbs, his 2nd home run of the year.
Elevated fastball. Swinging early, getting all of it on the first pitch.
Stubbs with 4 RBIs tonight. 8-2 now the score. this tight 2-2 game throughout has not been able to survive an overwhelming 11th inning for the Cincinnati Reds, all after 2 were out. One and one the count on Brandon Phillips. Single by Gomes. RBI double with 3 and 2 with 2 outs. Hannigan to break the tie. Then a walk. RBI single by the pinch hitter Heisey. Another RBI single from Edgar Renteria, and a 3-run homer for Drew Stubbs, his 2nd of the season. Back to the mound, and finally, after the Reds have hit around here in the 11th inning, the final out is made. But Cincinnati, 6 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, and they lead it 8-2. Situation now comes in to work the bottom of the 11th inning to get the final 3 outs, and Chris Heisey stays in the game in left field. Jorge Cantu, Nick Hundley, and Cameron Maben to bat in the bottom of the 11th inning, down by 6. Padres in situations in the 9th and 10th where a fly ball would have won the game. Heisey, as we said, in left field. Cantu, oh, that would have won the game earlier. Out to right field.
Well, it's such a close ball game. You really hate to see the wheels come off like they did in that 11th inning. Once again, the Cincinnati Red hitters is very aggressive with their approach.
Yeah, many they see all those runs scored and home runs, they say, well, that's the great American play yard there in Cincinnati. Yeah. Easy home run field, but you know, they've shown you that they've got the power wherever they go. Heisey, Gomes, and Drew Stubbs all with home runs in the series. Hundley scored both Padre runs tonight. Walked and scored in the 2nd inning on the triple by Gonzalez. Led off the 8th inning with a single. Maben sent him to 3rd. No one out, 2nd and 3rd. And finally the Padres squeezed out a run on a ground out by pinch hitter Eric Patterson.
Hey, remember we talked about it in the pregame show? Cincinnati Reds last year, their record when hitting at least 1 home run, 75 and 32.
Home run last night, they win. Home run tonight, they're 1 out away from another victory as Hundley strikes out. Cameron Maben, a double. And with the bases loaded in the 9th inning, he shot a line drive to right center, but he hit it too hard. And Jay Bruce was able to go over it, carried all the way out to him for the out. Couple of painful losses.
Yeah.
We're mindful of that losing streak at the end of last year, the 10 in a row, where just couldn't come up with the big hit. Two and 0 to Maben. Padres in the 5 home games won the day game, and they're 0-4 in the 4 night games if they should lose this one. 3-0.
You know, this game of baseball will drive you absolutely crazy. We all know that, right? Yeah. But a little luck needs to go your way. You know, I'm going to have dreams tonight about that Ludwig ball that was caught by Gomes in left field. Come on, that ball is not supposed to be caught, but it was. And that's what's so frustrating.
2-out walk to Maben. Alberto Gonzalez. He and Hudson, the only Padres with a pair of hits tonight.
How about that barehanded grab that Phillips made earlier in the game and
barely
Will
got Venable.
Yeah. Exactly. It's plays like that.
And how about the Denorfia ball back through the middle that Don Prusic knocked down with his bare hand, couldn't find, and then flipped. And you know, when you look at the replay, you can't tell whether Denorfia is safe or out. It was out. So. What do they say? Lady Luck.
Luck be a lady tonight. Well, not tonight for San Diego, unfortunately.
Lady Luck comes briefly, kisses you, and flies away. Bad Luck comes, sits on the rocking chair, and brings her knitting. Those are the slumps.
Yeah.
Nice cut. Padres down to their final strike.
And you know what else is kind of a shame is when a game goes this way, we can't forget. I want to mention once again the great job by Clayton Richard tonight.
Gonzalez with a fly ball to right field, and when Bruce wraps the leather on it, the Reds have another win. Cincinnati goes to 8-3 on the season, and the Padres now have dropped 5 of their last 6 as the Reds break open a tight game in the 11th with a 6-run explosion. We'll be back with the final totals. The Reds win 8-2 at Petco tonight.